Bahrain is the third country to host a race like the Floodlight in 2014, after Singapore and Abu Dhabi. The shift in start times significantly changed the track temperature and opened up new strategies for the team. Ferrari has had far and away the most success, and will be looking to add another one.
He noticed, got himself, I think he's had an ear infection twice this season, so he needs to look after his listening devices. But yeah, not here this evening, as I wasn't last week due to illness, and I'm just on the back end of recovering from it now. It's not been very nice, and apologies if I'm not so excited this evening. It's not that I'm not excited, I'm just trying to save myself a little bit. As GT Ord is on a lap in the Ferrari. I believe, yes, reserving this evening for Sean Marcus, our Monday night colleague. He was there for the British Grand Prix on Monday. He didn't check that one out, and also he didn't check out round 6 of the Thursday tier in Australia last week. There were mixed conditions in that race, and Sean Marcus did take the win in that race, so it's becoming a 2-horse race. With Paul Jones being here this evening, just consistency is key for the Alfa Romeo man. Not a man I'd have put my bets on for winning the title this season. Chuckle holding a really long record now as he's not here this evening. I think he's actually away now for a couple of weeks, so he really has now bowed out of the championship, and his win streak has come to an end. I don't think it was mathematically possible for him to win the championship. Now Chuckle sitting 4th in the championship, hasn't attended 2 of the races this season, and GT Ord sets a lap time of a 1:31.256. Basin, welcome. It's just me this evening. No Lee this evening. RTG Lee on a lap. Apologies, I don't have the track map of all the time for the lap as he goes through sector 2 with a 1:07. It's soft. To the point in the session now is Taylor Danny retires, and he retires at the final corner there as he loses it at the exact place I lost it in. slow speed, it doesn't charge up as much as you think it should. As Pernboden makes his way into turn 10, making a bit of a mess of it. As he makes his way down towards turn. And the sandy coloured concrete on the outside as he makes his way into turn 30. Using all the road on the exit as well, getting a knock through left. A little every time, and he got it right, and yeah, it's cost him in the Hello. Sorry, I've been having a bit of an issue with my mic. I was just checking there. If it does cut out a little bit, please let me know because I need to replace it when I get paid next week. So Pernboden will be out, and he was he started 16th last week, and is out again for the first part of qualifying. Last time we did Q1. I don't believe Pernboden was here, but he's been out quite a few times in Q1 since he's been attending this season. I don't believe he's made out Q1 so far. Cannabut is also out in Q1. GT out as well, and so Super Striker starting 19th. Taylor Danny is through into Q2, but will not be taking part due to him hitting the wall on the exit of turn 15. So we'll have 14 for Q2. So Josh McGill leads the way through to Q2. Banter Brandon, who showed up late this season but is putting in some decent performances, is second for Q1. Matthew is third, and the drivers who will be out are Cannabut 16th, 17th is GT Ord, Pernboden is 18th, Super Striker is 19th. Taylor Danny is through into Q2 but will not be able to take part and will be starting 15th for the Grand Prix. So, as we make our way through to Q2, we're going to have 4 drivers eliminated from this session. And we're just waiting to see a few of the drivers coming out of the pit. And Lilyman is at work this evening and looks like he's a bit disappointed by not being able to race. I wouldn't be too disappointed, Looney. The game's not that good. As we go through turn 1 and 2 with Matthew Jones, Josh McGill ahead of him, cut turn 1 and 2. Sleepy Man said this is very true in the comments. Guys, if you are going to message in the comments, absolutely fine. Just make sure to just do them sort of individually, maybe a sentence or two at a time at most, because it comes up on my screen, but if it's a long message, it doesn't fully come up. So to be able to not look down at my phone, I'd appreciate it if you could. As Pernbowden says he's rubbish. Not at all. You're still learning with your no assists. I believe you still are. It looked like you were with the way you turned into turn 10. Anyway, we'll have Josh McGill up first here as we make our way through turn 13, down towards the final 2 corners. Got a Red Bull behind him, weaving on the track, just getting his tyres warm. That must be Matty Jones. And Aston Martin just ahead of him. That'll be Matthew. And we've got Josh McGill and Matthew, who are up first in this Q2 session. As we go down towards turn 4, and Pernbowden said he ran out of fuel on his flying lap, and now Matthew just about to hit the timing beacon for the first sector. As he now makes his way into turn 8. And down the hill towards turn 9 and 10. As we exit the corner, flat to the floor before we get to the braking zone of turn 11. Use as much as the track as possible. Get the nose turned in. And a very smooth exit from the Aston Martin driver who's fighting for this championship, and he's the one who's chasing right now. And at this point of the season, you're going to be getting ever much closer if you're chasing. But of course, if Paul Jones didn't finish today and Matthew won, everything would really start to turn around as Matthew goes fastest. Then Josh McGill beats that by around 0.6 of a second. Matthew Jones quite far back. We got Lee coming around the final corner. Got an Alpine, I believe, just ahead of him. No, AlphaTauri, sorry. It's Bugatti slowly on 130.3. Lee crosses the line, and what is his teammate going to do? He's going through turn 13 right now. We've got an Aston Martin of... sorry, no, it's not an Aston Martin. It was another car, and there's a Haas that's crossed the line to start his first lap. And Paul Jones makes his way to the line. He goes fastest with a 1:29.391. Driver getting ever more confident as the session and the season goes on as we go through turn 1. Nice job, mate. Now also going through turn 1, probably will catch up to the back of Paul Jones. Pippo Kennedy sets the fastest time now. And Paul Jones getting himself nicely out the way as that Red Bull now goes through turn 4 and rises just slightly up the hill, back down again, and then we get up into another crest here through 6 and 7. And then plunge down the hill to the hairpin of turn 8. Get on the power, make sure not to seesaw that wheel too much and lose time on exit as we go through to turns 9 and 10. The trickiest complex of corners on this circuit, and probably in the top 10 of trickiest corners on the calendar. Actually, it's a very difficult corner to get right as we go through turn 11. Still difficult, but that bit more easy to get right. Got a lot of room on the exit. Turn 12. Pretty much nothing corner in F123. Turn 13, really important exit you need here as we now power down towards the final two corners, where arguably it's the most important exit of your flying lap. Is 14 and 15 dealt with really rather nicely, going up to the DRS line only for but a moment before the start finish, and he goes second with a 1:29.192. And we're still just a little away off, about 6/10 off the previous pole time that was set. It was about 6 weeks ago, something like that. So Ginge on a flying lap right now as he makes his way through turn 8. As we go into this difficult double corner numbered corner, it doesn't make much sense. It's 9 and 10. It kind of is. It does. It's definitely turn 10 is more of a corner than turn 9. As we go through turn 11. This is a place on occasion as well. You see drivers going side by side, especially Josh McGill for the second session in a row, retiring early. This is earlier than last time. It was around 5 minutes last session. As Ginge makes his way towards the line and sets the lap time. Goes 8th fastest with a 1:30.079. Button to Brandon with the next driver who hasn't set a lap. He's on a flying lap. Only one of two left, Danny being the other. He's still sat in the pit lane. Looks like he's just got on board with the Alpine driver, but he's dealt with turn 10 really rather nicely. As he goes through turn 13, it says he took the fastest middle sector. Not sure if that's true or not. The game just tends to like to lie to us. I believe it certainly does when you haven't set a lap. As he comes to the line now, no worries of track violations. Goes third fastest. So Royal Rumble just about to start, or well, as he starts his next attempt with 5.5 minutes left to go. They just have enough time to get in and out, but it will be close. As we make our way up the hill. So, chat, are we looking forward to the Las Vegas Grand Prix? I think Sin City Grand Prix would have been better, to be honest, actually, now I come to think of it. But yeah, the Las Vegas Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to it, personally. Not sure if the racing's going to be very good or not, but certainly be a spectacle. And arguably, in terms of spectacles, I think it'll be that better racing than like Monaco. So I'm sure that's kind of what they're trying to compare. I've watched the opening ceremony earlier, only because, well, two reasons. It's Formula 1, and two, it was only half an hour. It wasn't like one of these hour to 2 hour long ceremonies. It was alright. It was alright, but if anyone wants to comment what you're thinking about the Las Vegas Grand Prix, looking forward to it, or not. Royal Rumble does go a little bit faster. And Prof just started another flying lap with now 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. This potentially will be his last attempt. He's up on his time by about half a tenth. It's turn 8 up the hill and then down into turns 9 there, and then 10 where there was a bit of hesitation to turn in, and that's kind of one of the big issues with that corner is knowing the right time to turn in, right point to brake as well, and get the turn in spot on there, because the apex kind of is a bit deceiving in some ways, almost a bit what's the word? I can't think of the word, it'll come to me in a minute. As Prof now makes his way out of my ramblings through turn 13. Final 2 corners as he tries to plant the right foot as early as he possibly could. He goes 10th. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. We're looking at a high 129. For the cut-off point. So a lot of guys saying the ceremony was cringy. It was okay. Some of the acts were alright. My missus enjoyed it probably more than I did. No, she didn't enjoy it more than I did. I was being a bit different though. I was kind of looking at the background and stuff. I like the F1 logo on top of the paddock, mind. That's very good. I like that. As Danny goes through turn 1 to set his now potentially one and only lap. Unless he messes up in the next few corners, he'd have enough time to just do a slow lap and then get back underway again. But as soon as he kind of hits 40-50% of this lap, it's pretty much a one lap. This is a 29.1 in the first sector. Oh, he makes a mistake and yeah, back down a bit. Yeah, the card symbols on the curb, so yeah, they're a very good idea. Whoever thought that? I bet Monaco's annoyed now. So, Danny will be able to go again. I believe Matthew is on the lap. He's in the danger zone right now. Prof is also out of the session along with Royal Rumble. Ginge is on and out lap with 40 seconds to go. Got plenty of time as he goes into the final 2 corners. He's going to be the last one to set a lap. We've got Bugatti in the pits. Koix Gamer as well. Koix Gamer potentially more comfortable position. And Lee as well, but Lee's out on the circuit, so he could drop down. It's still not impossible. Yes, it's Matthew goes fastest, drops Bugatti down, who could be out along with Prof, but Ginger and Danny on laps now, and one's following the other right now with Ginger ahead of the other. Is Lee going to complete his lap? I believe he will. He's up on his lap time, up enough to drop Koix Gamer down, as Paul Jones moved up as well. So there he goes, Lee. Koix Gamer's 9th now. He is in danger. We've got Ginge on a lap and Danny, and those two could knock Bugatti and Koix Gamer out of the session. I believe everyone from 8 down, or 8 up, sorry, is safe. As of now, it's just these two, as Ginge is 3 tenths up and is close to knocking Koix out. At this rate, he's knocking Bugatti out of qualifying as he goes through the last couple of corners and comes to the timing beacon. He knocks Bugatti out. He goes 8th fastest. Danny crosses the line, goes 13th. Points gamer is saved by the skin of his teeth. Prop is out as well. It is a group of drivers we have been used to seeing being knocked out in Q2 this season. And again, we see Bugatti out. Prof, Danny and Royal Rumble. Of course, we've got Taylor Danny in 15th behind them, who crashed in Q2. In Q1, sorry, this is Q2. But yeah, very close in that midfield. I mean, look at that. We've got to a 128.8 from Matthew now, so we're getting close to that Q3 time. The short qualifying time from the Monday tier. We're 0.3 off that now. But Matthew Jones as well, he was close from being at risk, but both of them got through. And the two championship rivals are both going through to Q3. Matthew was the one to take the top spot in Q2. Pippo Kennedy is second, and nice job, mate, is third. Nice to see him back again. Bugatti is going to be starting 11th, 12th is Prof, 13th is Danny, 14th is Royal Rumble, and that's their starting positions for the Grand Prix. So, I have a 12-minute session here for the third part of qualifying before the 29-lap race. And who is going to be first to go? It looks like an Alfa Romeo driver. Oh, sorry, no, Mercedes driver. It's Josh McGill. A bit further on down the pit lane. Alfa Romeo's coming out. Red Bull's coming out. So I believe that's Josh McGill. It's going to be Lee as well, is it? Maybe it was Aston Martin. Matthew Jones. Yeah. Look. Thought I was losing my marbles then. I thought it was like colourblind. So we've got 4 drivers out on the circuit as of now. We've got a Aston Martin cutting turn 1 as well. I believe that was Matthew. And then we've got a Haas. And the following Aston Martin behind them for their first lap. So I'll try and keep up with who's up first and whatnot, but I won't make any promises on that. Nice job, mate. And Banter Brandon both now exiting the pits. We're going to have all 10 drivers on the circuit. Josh McGill will be up first. Interested to see if he catches up with these two at the back. Nice job, mate, from Banter Brandon. We'll see. With Josh McGill being up first, gets the live stream rights for the first lap as he goes through the final corner and down the start-finish straight for his first lap of potentially 2 in Q3. He's been hitting the brakes around the 100-metre board. Make sure to get as close, but not run over that apex of turn 1. Through turn 2 nicely there, on the power through turn 3. And now we climb up the hill towards turn 4. Brake around 70 metres. Turn in to the right-hander. Use all of the curb, all of the exit you possibly can before swinging it into the right-hander of turn 6. Back to the left for turn 7. And now we plunge down the hill. The tanks are as empty as they can be in this session, and we're trying to be as on the limit as possible as we go through turn number 9, and then we lock up slightly through turn 10 and miss the apex. That's going to have cost him some lap time there as we go down towards turn 11. Slightly missed the apex of turn 11, but gets a decent exit and was able to get on the power that little bit earlier. It's all about the pros and cons as we go through turn 13. And of course, this will be the fastest time as he's the first driver to set a lap. We will be setting that benchmark time. And he does a 128.6, a very, very good time there from Josh McGill. 128.5 for Lee. Matty Jones does a 130.3. Pippo Kennedy is up next, and then we have Matthew after that. And here he comes to the line. Second fastest, 129.2. Matthew now making his way to the line, goes second, 128.7. And Ginge goes fifth. Points Gamer was third. They were so close together, I didn't believe they were both on a lap. Apologies for that. Championship leader Paul Jones making his way through turns 14 and 15. And goes on to the front row just ahead of his championship rival, but only just. He pulls to the right to let the Alpine go through. It's just a lap anyway. I don't believe he's on another. And that is the end of the first round of 2 in Q3. Well, Basin, talking about standards are high, I'm not sure if you heard when I said it before. In the Monday tier of this season, a driver called Robo set a lap time of a 128.572 for the pole time in Bahrain. That was last time we were here. That's obviously big. That's the ultimate benchmark to hit this evening, and we're a tenth and a little bit off that now, so could be possible. Track's been ramping up, but yeah, we like, there is a decent calibre of drivers in the league, and a lot of drivers who have stayed around for a long time. The other thing, actually, about Las Vegas that will be interesting is the temperature that everyone keeps talking about. The 5 to, what is it, about 4 to 8 degree margin. That's cold. It wasn't that cold at the Nürburgring for the, what was it called, the Eiffel Grand Prix or something like that. As we've got one of the Red Bulls coming out early here, Matty Jones is now trundling down the pit lane, wanting a clear track to get a lap in. He's the only one in the 130s right now. Everyone in the 129s to 128. So we'll see what he can do with a track all to himself, as we've got a 2-minute wait or so until we see the other drivers come out to start their final lap. Just bear with me 1 second. Apologies, I just needed to have a drink and pour some drink into my glass. Some Pepsi, not alcohol, if anyone's wondering. Just waiting for Matty Jones to start his final attempt. Potentially here, going early as well, in case he makes mistakes, he's got enough time to recharge the battery. Fuel-wise though, he's looking pretty tight in terms of if he even tried to get another lap in, if he had to bail in the first sort of third of this lap. As we go through turn 1, turn 2, nicely done. And up the hill, staying to the left-hand side, not moving into more central point of the circuit, up the hill. Tentative on using the exit curve there through turn 4, 2 tenths up in the first sector. It's a good start to this lap. We've got a long way to go though, and a lot of corners to negotiate, including these two up next, the hardest of this circuit. Turn 9 dealt with, now the important turn 10. Lovely job at the apex, uses a nice amount of curve there, doesn't lose too much traction, powering down towards turn 11 now. Again, nice, as we've got all 10 drivers out on the circuit, and a load of them out on their out laps, as he's now 5 tenths up. He'll be gaining places at this rate, but he's got to have an awesome final sector with only 3 corners in this sector. He's got to really throw it in to turn 14, make it stick, make it work, as he makes his way towards the line. And he goes 8. With a 129.6, a lot of time gained, but not really enough. So that'll be where we'll be starting at best. But a big improvement anyway from his first lap. So you know he shouldn't be too disheartened. Right, Pippo Kennedy, I believe, is going to be up first. Got an Alpine behind him. Only got one Alpine in the session, so that's nice and easy. Banter Brandon after him, who's just slowing up. We've got Matthew just behind them, and then the Alfa Romeo of RTG Lee, where there is now a bit of a queue forming out of the final corners. Pippo Kennedy gets himself underway with Banter Brandon not far behind him. Is he going to catch him up enough to get a bit of a tow towards turn 14? We'll wait and see as he goes through the first DRS zone of the lap, or DRS detection point of the lap of 3. Goes through turn 4. Nice and smooth on the exit. Is he up on his time? Yes, by 1,000th of a second. As he exits turn 8 nicely. And now, through turn 10, bit of dust and smoke coming off the brakes there, off the tyres as he turns into turn 10. So tricky to get it all right there, especially if you're running no assist. As he goes through turn 7, car looks slightly off balance there as Matty retires as he enters the pit lane. He's up by a tenth. This might put him onto the third row. Has he got a lot of time to gain in that third sector? Did he mess up in his previous lap here? Is he going to gain a huge amount of time? We've got Banter Brandon just behind him. Pippo Kennedy goes 6th, moves up some places. Banter Brandon goes on to provisional pole with a 1:28.6. Matthew, though, takes that away from him, beats the time by Robbo, and then Josh McGill with a 1:28.3. Times are starting to roll on in. Coix Gamer goes across the line there. Where's Nice Job Mate going to end up? Goes on to the front row with a 1:28.4. The track really, really ramped up. Paul Jones, I think, got 4th place. Wow, that was a massive improvement in the final lap. So, Josh McGill on pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix with a 1:28.329. Nice Job Mate is in 2nd. 3rd was Matthew. 4th is Paul Jones. 5th is Banter Brandon. Coix Gamer is 6th. 7th is Pippa Kennedy. Ginge is 8th. 9th is Lee. Matty Jones will be starting 10th. So, as we're waiting for the start, everyone on the medium tyres right now. No one has changed just yet. We've had a bit of an issue the last couple of weeks of some people readying up a bit too early, so we'll get off the screen just in case it happens, because it could be really any time now. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully we'll still get about another 30 or 40 seconds. So, looks like we haven't had anyone ready up just yet. So it is a bit of a bottleneck into turn 1. We'll definitely potentially see some wheel-to-wheel banging at the very least at turn 1. And hopefully not, though. Hopefully everyone will come out unscathed and without contact. But it's quite rare here. As now, we're about to get underway. We've got 5 red lights. And we're away for the 7th round of the Thursday tier here in Bahrain, as Josh McGill gets a troublesome start there and has lost a bit of ground to Nice Job Mace. He tries to go around the outside there. Whoa! Paul Jones comes steaming in on the inside, makes contact with the back of that Mercedes as they now go through turns 3, 4. Turns 3 and up towards turn 4. A lot of drivers switching places. Got a yellow flag with Bugatti down at the back of the pack. Josh McGill still leading us as we go through turns 7 and 8. Royal Rumble here going side by side with Taylor, Danny and others around them. We've got drivers going slowly. I think we have a VSC. We just haven't been informed about it. On screen is Cannabud is going to have to retire, and he's been disqualified. He got himself beached on the curb, and that, unfortunately for him, is the end of his race. And he only lasted 4 corners. The team driver is just starting to potentially speed up a little bit. Now we get confirmation it was a glitch safety car on our screens. And we've got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC for Bugatti Sloven. Season 12's driver of the season, having a shocker in the first lap of this 7th round. As we now go down the start-finish straight fully for the first time today, as we go in down towards turn 1, but Matthew now looking at the inside of Paul Jones, the championship rivals, going side by side. It's already starting to see some rivalry start to poke through from these two. Is Matthew going to go for it up the inside here? Apologies. There's banter as well. Having a little look at what these two are up to. In 8th place in the championship, had a very, very good start to his career in RTG. Started in Qatar and has been on the podium every single race. And he's looking for another podium finish today as we go through turn 12 for the second time this evening in this race. The two leaders have they were just on the cusp. They're still just on the cusp of breaking that DRS gap and start to pull away from the others. But Paul Jones needs that DRS right now once it gets activated right about now. As we've seen the fastest laps come in. Nice job, mate, setting the fastest lap. His nice job, mate, going to go for it into turn 1 now. He'll back out and wait for that DRS as Paul Jones lost some time. Not sure if he's going to have it here. His championship rival behind him will certainly have it. No, he doesn't. And Matthew's going to be able to claw back a bit of time as we go up the hill towards turn 4. As we go further back in the pack that we haven't seen so far today, we see an Alpine going wide, falling back to 17th. We've got Bugatti just going down the start-finish straight towards turn 1 after serving his drive-through penalty. We then see GT Ord spin out at turn 4. He's able to stay on the tarmac. Didn't get himself beached. Doesn't look like he got himself any damage either, so gets himself back underway. Potentially with his tail between his legs as Paul Jones gets the DRS down the back straight this time around. And Banter Brandon getting closer and closer to Matthew. I'm not sure if we've got enough races left, including bear with me 1 second, guys. I do apologise, I've made a terrible mistake. I've been saying it all races round 8 rather than round 7, so I've changed the title after the race. I do apologise for that, but yeah, round 8. 2 more after this. So 3 including this one. Is Matthew got to think about the bigger picture here with Banter Brandon not really getting involved? I don't think Banter Brandon's got any chance of making up that gap now. He's on 88 points, so he's still mathematically possible for him, but I just don't see it. As the 2 leaders are now switched places. Apologies for that. I said a bit out of sorts this week, so I'm still not fully recovered. So sorry, this stream content from my side maybe not be tip-top this evening, so apologies for that. Through turn 13 we go now with the fight for 10th place. Bit of a train forming behind them as we go on to the start-finish straight a bit further along the track with Paul Jones, Matthew and Banter Brandon. As Matthew is gaining and gaining, looking to the inside. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. That's a Mercedes into the wall. It's Prof. And Matthew gets ahead. Banter Brandon goes around the outside now of Paul Jones. He's moved down to 5th place. And just ahead of them, Josh McGill has moved up on Nice Job, Mate. And they have gave themselves a bit of a breathing space now. But Prof just spinning out at the pit lane exit. And now he's going to come out. He's going to come out behind GT Ord, I believe, as he makes his way to the end of the pit lane. There's GT Ord going into turn 1. We've got a yellow in sector 2. That's a Williams of Taylor Danny, who started 15th. In 14th right now after his spin. Banter Brandon getting close again when Matthew was able to hold on during this lap. Haven't really lost a lot of time from the two leaders because, of course, those two are both fighting for position as well. And they haven't really made a gap comfortable yet. So these two fight a bit more aggressively. I'm talking about the top two. If they fight more aggressively, then they could gain on that gap, just the same as Pippo Kennedy in 6th place. If we go down the start finish, I feel like Nice Job Mate isn't going to gain enough time here. We want to see Banter Brandon getting past Matthew and Paul Jones. Waiting, holding back. Matthew, though, going back up the inside again as we go through turn 2. Slots back behind, gets the DRS. And now on the charge, took that inside line nice and early, has the inside line for turn 4, moves up, but a little switchback there from Banter Brandon. Will have the inside for turn 7. No, he slots back in to 4th place. As we now wait to see them go through turns 9 and 10. Bit of a lock up there, but yeah, this fight really is for the boiling down to the championship. Got Banter Brandon in there as well, who, if potentially joined earlier on in the season, could be involved in this championship. Still mathematically possible for him to win, but he needs to be winning every race really for that to have any real chance. Is GC Ord spinning at the same place he did a handful of laps ago. As they exit the final corner, the fight for the train for the fight for 3rd place. You're also seeing the leaders getting closer and closer here. Nice job, mate. Just having to stick behind as Matthew gets back past Banter Brandon for the last spot on the podium. As Banter Brandon once again going up the inside, clouts over the curb. The whole car almost seemed like to do a wheelie there over turn 4, but no good. He has to give up the fight there for the time being. You can see on timing here, Danny getting close to the back of Royal Rumble. Is he going to go for it here at turn 9 and 10? Seen a couple of those moves recently, in recent times of being here in RTG. But no, nothing yet. GT Ord again off and has gone into the gravel as well at turn 2. And we've got Perm Bowden now really starting to make some ground. The leaders once again switching places. The fight for 3rd place again switching places between Banter Brandon and Matthew. Do love coming here to to commentate on these races in Bahrain. There's something special in league racing. As Ginge goes up the inside as well, moves up into 8th place. As we see them go through turns 4 and 5. Again, the top two, nothing separating them right now. Banter Brandon, Matthew, Paul Jones, got Pippa Kennedy and Coix as well behind them. Coix hoping to get more involved. He's got a chance in this championship, but he needs to be up there in this fight in podium places. Not as of yet, but we haven't even seen a strategy pit stop from any of the guys towards the front. And the top 9 as well, all on medium tyres. Super Striker, look at that. I hadn't even noticed. Up 9 places in 10th on the hard tyre. Keep an eye out for him. He could be having one quiet but one spectacular race. As of now, he's looking in a really good position as Josh McGill moves up to the top position at turn 1. And just behind them, again, all nose to tail, 3rd, 4th and 5th. As Paul Jones' teammate RTG Lee gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and he retires. We started with 19, we're now down to 17 drivers as Coix Gamer getting closer and closer to Pippa Kennedy. As we go down the back straight with the fight for 3rd, the train for 3rd, between these 3 different teams as well. Teams that are Paul Jones just losing a bit of time staying within DRS, but is right them like they have been. Is Banter Brandon still bleeds to the rear of that Aston Martin as they make their way towards turn 14. And Paul Jones now been able to get right on the back once again. Potentially championship leader. He's got the bit between his teeth. Banter Brandon surely going to go for it here. There was no idea of a defence there from Matthew, or it's there after he's passed him on the inside into turn 1. No, thinks about it. Maybe pulls a bit of a dummy as Matthew Jones gets past Ginge here. Super Striker though, going up the inside for 9th place. Started 19th. Is now looking at 9th place. Has the inside line, then the outside line, holds on to it, sticks with it, back there. But didn't have the momentum to... guys. Apologies. Now we're just over a third of the way through this race. No pit stops from the leaders just yet. They've got to be coming up shortly. As there you go, Josh McGill, the first one to pull the trigger. Is this going to cause a chain reaction? Hard to medium tyres committing to a 2-stop. So is this going to be a medium soft? I feel like that's the way it's going to go. Royal Rumble getting closer and closer to Danny here. Has the inside, giving bags of room. It actually made Royal Rumble taking such a wide line, giving such a good exit actually. Is Josh McGill now having to get involved in this? Something he wouldn't have wanted, wouldn't have known about, really. Would have known what position to come in, but maybe not been able to digest all the information he would have needed to whilst driving the car, not having a race engineer to tell him, but he's got past them. It's not what he needed, though. Are the drivers that are staying out for a lap or two longer, is this going to pay off for them? Not getting involved in this scrap for 10th place, or maybe even with Taylor Danny, but this is a good time to pit now. There's a nice little gap there forming between 11th and 12th that these guys can slot into. Super Striker once again taking it to Ginge. He's trying to go around the outside. He's going to look for the switchback and the good exit here, which he does. He sticks to that outside line. But now in two minds, do you want to take the place? Do you not really at this point? As they get to the DRS line, Ginge slots behind him in 7th place as Banter Brandon reacts here, goes on to the hard tyre, now potentially committing to a 1-stop if we don't see a safety car. If it all goes the way it's been going, it will be a 1-stop strategy for him. There's Josh McGill, just made out the way out of the pits. There's Royal Rumble, Banter Brandon, as Danny now pits as well. So Banter Brandon almost got into that gap. But where is Nice Job Mate going to come out? Is he going a bit longer here to go onto the hard tyres to the end? It's very interesting that Josh McGill is committed to a 2-stop strategy. Matthew and Paul Jones now have been left on their own to fight it out here. But which one is going to pit first? Are they going to follow each other in? I said it was any time now when Josh came in, so it's either going to be this lap or the next, I think, when they pit. But are they trying to go a bit longer? Maybe just go on to the softs. But the longer it goes on, the more likely they are to be doing a 1-stop strategy. Or are we going to see a double soft? I'm not sure. It's kind of up in the air right at this moment. We'll start to see it sort of play out in a moment or so. There goes Matthew. Kennedy and Points Gamer all come in together as well. Super Striker stays out, of course, on the hard tyre. Might cause a bit of a headache here for Josh McGill, because these two are really kind of fighting for position right now. Yes, he still has to pit, but he's not just going to let him past. Is the Aston Martin of Ginge getting very close to the back of Super Striker? They've been fighting for position for a little while. Matthew, now that might be absolutely crucial here. Matthew has gone out ahead of Paul Jones like he did when he came in, but crucially here, Taylor Danny is the sandwich between the two championship, is the filling in the sandwich between the two championship rivals. And that could be costly for Paul Jones. He's got a position to make up. And that's Taylor Danny's feeling nice and doesn't want to get involved in this. Looking good for Matthew right now. But yeah, Josh McGill committing to the 2-stop. Nice job, mate. Going to come in now. Is he going to come in for the hard tyres? This looks like the optimal lap. And there we go. Josh McGill will take the lead. There's no doubt about that. But he's got to pit again. And hard tyres for the Red Bull. Of course, the other thing to note, nice job, mate, reserving this evening. Wouldn't even take the win anyway. Super Striker, though, up into second place. Got Banter Brandon going side by side there with nice job, mate, who's going to have to wait for his tyres to get up to temperature. So Banter Brandon then made a lovely undercut to get himself up into second place. Taylor Danny pit, so it did eventually get out of the way of Paul Jones and their fight in the title race. But 2 seconds separating them right now. But Super Striker looking brilliant right now. Brilliant. He's probably going to pit in the next lap or two for the medium tyre. Just super interesting to see what Josh McGill's going to do here. He might. It's interesting. Obviously, if a safety car comes along, it kind of throws it into his lap somewhat, and but he's got some work to do as it stands to gain a sizable gap, and so he's not too far behind when he comes out for his final stint, presumably on the soft tyre. So, nice job, mate's tyres would have got back up to temperature now as Matthew sets the fastest lap of the race. Banter Brandon as well, getting close to the back of Super Striker. As we just go through half distance in the race. As now, Banter Brandon getting a good exit on the fresher hard tyres against those used tyres that have been from the very start, and he moves into second place. And now, nice job, mate, wanting to dispatch of that Ferrari. Fastest lap there being set by nice job, mate. As we go on to lap 17, GTO there being lapped. Josh McGill gaining some more time now, up to 6 seconds ahead. But still not moving at the rates that he would really want right now. But of course, going on to the soft tyre at the end, that's where the most amount of time is going to be gained. But this is a very crucial point for him right now. Ginge and Danny fighting for the final place in the top 10. As the 9 Aston Martin is ahead as they lead up towards turn 4. But is he going to be ahead once they get into turn 4 as Danny is up the inside, and they're still side by side as Ginge broke much later. So as we wait to see them come through the final corner. And we go on to lap 18. And nice job, mate. Now up into second place, doing that one stop in a good position right now. Net lead as it stands, because just Josh McGill's got to gain some more time and actually now starting to lose it. I'm not sure if the strategy is going to pay off for him. Matthew now getting close to Super Striker. As we said, started 19th. And Paul Jones now falling back to just over 3 seconds behind. The way it's looking right now as well is nice job, mate. And Banter Brandon are fighting for the lead, but it's nice job, mate, as a reserve. So really, the net lead right now is Banter Brandon. He's got a chance to get in this championship fight. He's got a chance. As Matthew now moves up another place, Super Striker. He looks like he's going to go to the soft tyre. He's stayed on the hards for quite a long time now. And we only had 2 sprint races in the Thursday tier this season, so we have no more sprints. We're back in the Middle East next week for Saudi Arabia. For the penultimate round of the season. Season 13's flown by, from some fantastic racing. It's a nice job, mate. Loses position to Banter Brandon. Josh McGill has got a pit, hasn't he? He's just losing more and more time. Because he can't stay out to the end. He would be disqualified. He wouldn't be receiving any points at all. So since the pit stops, the racing's kind of calmed down somewhat. These two, though, still jostling the fight for second. Actually, in the midfield, as you can see here, Taylor Danny and Danny swabbling over the same bit of track. And Ginge just ahead of them. But when is Josh McGill going to pit? Not on lap 19. Is he going to do it on lap 20? It's a nice job, mate, getting close there. Super Striker now going into the pits with 9 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Yeah, soft tyres for the Ferrari as he comes out of the pit box and down the pit lane. I believe it's going to be quite close with these guys here as we comes down the start finish. There he goes to the pit exit line, puts the foot flat to the floor. Here comes Ginge down the start finish. I think he's going to get out just ahead of them. And that might be exactly what he needed, and we'll see what kind of pace he's got under his right foot for the final few laps. Ginge, Taylor and Danny, they'll all have obviously tyres that are up to temperature and they may be able to claw back some of this time, but then Super Striker in the next few corners is just going to start to pull away with the superior grip that soft tyres will give you. I'm not sure. Josh McGill, I don't think, was on hard tyres at the start. I think he was on mediums. I'm pretty sure of it. But he arguably pit too early. As here he goes into the pits now for his 2-stop strategy. Where is this going to bring him out? As Banter Brandon crosses the line and is leading. And his closest rival is Matthew and Paul Jones, who are these three. I feel like it might go down to the wire. We've got 2 races after this. Who's got the fastest lap? Because there's 28 points up for grabs. Let's just do some quick maths here. At the end. But the way it stands, or just not to get any points, but you can't get no points. Get 1 point maybe, then it would he'd still be in with a chance. But interesting between these two, some more points as it stands, being clawed back. Josh McGill is down in 5th now, and he's on the charge to try and get back to the front. But I just think they're a little bit too far down the road. Still got quite a few laps to go, and he's gaining time on Paul Jones, who's in 4th place, but will be promoted to 3rd. As Taylor Danny has spun at turn 8. Nice job, mate. Getting closer again to the Alpine. Go down the start finish. Went into turn 1. Nice job, mate. Looks like he braked a little bit late there as Josh McGill now takes the fastest lap of the race on those soft compound of tyre. Got GT or just ahead of him. And here comes Super Striker, moving his way up to 8th place. Also on the soft tyre, the only two that are. And has he got enough time to gain 7 seconds? He could be potentially on for like a 6th place here if it keeps going the way he's going. But we are starting to run out of laps. But Josh is gaining a lot of time through this middle sector. Tyres working well, his setup working well for him through sector 2. But hopefully, I tell you what, hopefully for me and Lee and you guys who like to watch RTG, hopefully Banter Brandon is back for next season, because the season has been very good so far. I had some hopes for other drivers to be in the fight. It's not saying they're not. Quick's Gamer is still teetering there, but he's just not had the pace in this race. Maybe a bit of luck will be on his side, potentially. Around 2.5 seconds between Paul Jones and Josh McGill as we go on to lap 24 of 29. Got 6 laps to go, including this one. As Queeks Gamer and Pippo Kennedy fighting for position. Super Striker in 8th behind them on the hard tire, on the soft tyre. These two on the hard tyres. He's going to want these two to fight to let them catch up as they fight some more into turn 4. With Queeks Gamer trying to go at the inside. They make contact with each other. Pippo not leaving a huge amount of space for the Dutchman as they go through turn 6, 7, and now on to the brake pedal of turn 8. Let's turn right-handed for that hairpin. Ginge moving up into 10th place there. 1.5 seconds between Josh and Paul Jones. It's going to be quite close. If he can keep at the pace on the tyre, it's going to be close. But of course, every lap he's doing, every corner, the grip is just starting to fall off. The lap time will start to come down. It's whether the hard tyre has got the life left, the pace left in it. And these guys obviously going to just start feeling it a little bit. Lack of concentration more than anything. Only a few more laps to go, but potentially more chance to make mistakes. As 4th and 5th go through turn 1. And Josh looking like he's lining up a move here at turn 4 for that 4th place. Paul Jones just lets him on by. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. And that was Super Striker's teammate again, GC Ord, spinning for the 2nd time at turn 2/3. Paul Jones, though, been able to stick within DRS. He's just fallen out of it now, but of course, having that DRS, he's just been able to gain back a couple of tenths. But I'm sure Josh has still got the superior grip in the soft tyres. He did leave it late to pit, so he's not going to worry so much about a drop-off, maybe as much as Super Striker does, but he's making some good time as well. Instead of looking like he could be on for a 6th place, so we'll keep an eye out on him as well. Josh now 1.7 seconds behind Matthew. The top 2 here. Still nothing separating them. There's not the tension though, as it could be. They could make contact with each other though, and that would be disastrous for Van der Branden, who again, a fantastic performance from him. Queeks Gamer going up the inside of Pippo Kennedy at turn 1, making it work this time around. Is he going to have the DRS again as well? Nope, that goes to Pippo. It will fall back some time, but look at that. That Ferrari is catching up some more. Look here, Ginge, Royal Rumble, Danny still fighting. A bit of a switchback there, or did a switchback through. The laps are counting down. I don't think he's got enough to gain another 4 seconds. I just don't see in 3 laps that happening, unfortunately. But he is going to get himself on the podium, on track. He's going to get himself 2nd place at the end if it stays like this. 19th to 6th in this race, which is a fantastic performance. And if that is the case, even now it's looking like he's going to get the title of driver of the day, but if it's 6th, it's well deserved. Had a fantastic race, and his second stint just being consistent, just gaining ground as much as he could. 3.5 seconds, it's already come down a second. This is not within doubt that Josh McGill could still grab this. There is this, you know, it's still possible. Don't turn away, guys. We've got just over 2 laps to go, and the timer is coming down, but is the tyres going to have dropped off at this point? Are these two going to fight? Is Nice Job Mate going to know he's gonna be slotted out anyway, or is he going to want it? Is he going to want it just for the fact that, yeah, he did win the race? But the stats won't say that. But he knows he will have if he gets past Banter Brandon. As they're on the penultimate lap now and making their way up the hill towards turn 4. Josh McGill 2.8 seconds behind the leaders. He's going to have an absolutely stellar penultimate lap of this race. And just further back as well, there he is, Super Striker, now within DRS range, on the soft tyre. Has the tyre got enough grip to hold out for 2 laps? Has it got more grip than the white banded hard tyre as they go through that sequence of corners? Royal Rumble now going up the side of Ginge. Had these pockets of battles this race. 2.5 seconds for Josh McGill. It's just starting to balance out now. And the Super Striker going to go for it here. He might have to go for one and not the other. Coix Gamer looked to the inside to defend, then pulled back when he thought he didn't have enough time really to go for a lunge. Super Striker, so he just slotted back into position as they go through turn 13. As we go on to the last lap, Nice Job Mate, yeah, he's going to go for it. He wants the win as they go side by side. This is going to potentially help Josh McGill, or is it? He's actually lost some time here. These two still fighting. Banter Brandon trying to take the inside line. Nice Job Mate now trying the switch back. He has to stay behind as he didn't have the traction to get alongside these three as well. Super Striker still sitting behind them right now. And Ginge now getting past. And Danny getting past Royal Rumble as well. He's lost 2 places on the start-finish straight. And Nice Job Mate still just staying behind that gap, 3 seconds. They're so close, but yet so far. Josh McGill is just going to be kicking himself a little bit here. Did he pit 1 lap too late? Did he make the mistake of going for the 2 stop? It's going to be that way. Nice Job Mate. No, just going to hold back. Banter Brandon once again is going to win a race in RTG, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Nice Job Mate comes home in second, but will be slotted out. Josh McGill will take second. Matthew will be third. Paul Jones will be fourth. The title fight goes on. The gap is shrinking for Paul Jones as we've got 2 rounds left. Pippo Kennedy. Oh, Super Striker and Coix Gamer have made contact with one another. Can they get back underway in time? I feel like there we go. Very, very sportsmanlike there. They made contact with each other. Super Strikers let him back pass. They didn't lose too much time, so they lost any more positions. I don't see that as being there being stewards reporting to that. It was a fair play to give the place back. Ginge comes home in 10th, just ahead of Danny, who finished a 10th behind him. Royal Rumble finishes 12th, 13th for the other Alpha Tauri. 14th for Taylor. Danny, GC Ord and Pernboden have already finished. And we wait for last but not least, Prof. As he comes to the line, and that will finish us for this evening, with Bunter Brandon taking another win in RTG, but that officially means he's out of the championship fight. I think Coyce Gamer may just still be in it, but it really has turned into a 2-horse race, and I cannot wait for next week and the week after. I can assure you of that. It's going to be exciting. It's not very often we see a close title fight. Fingers crossed, touch wood, that will happen. So we'll just do the final rundown. So Bunter Brandon won from 5th place. Nice job, mate. Finished 2nd, but it does mean that Josh McGill will move up as he's a reserve. 3rd place would have been Matthew. Anyway, we'll go from the standings here. 5th place was Paul Jones, 6th was Pippa Kennedy, 7th was Coyce Gamer, 8th was Super Striker, Matty Jones was 9th, 10th was Ginge, Danny was 11th, Royal Rumble was 12th, Bugatti was 13th, 14th was Taylor Danny, Prof was 15th, 16th was GC Ord, 17th was Perm Bozen, RTG Lee and Cannabud did not finish this race. Cannabud got disqualified for beaching himself on the curb and not getting himself moving. He basically retired. We won't have any interviews tonight, so I've not been feeling too great, so we'll just leave it at that. We'll see you next week on Monday, and we'll be back with me and Lee next week for Saudi Arabia. But make sure to check us out on Monday for the Monday tier